How much oil has been accidentally spilled by oil tankers since 2020? It's 11,000 tons of oil. That's about 412 oil trucks worth. It's 5 Olympic swimming pools full of oil. It's 1.5 oil-filled Lincoln Memorial reflecting pools. Now that's a lot, but in the previous decade there were 164,000 tons of oil spilled. That's 16 times the weight of the Eiffel Tower. It's enough to fill 2 Royal Albert Halls with oil, 75 Olympic swimming pools, or 6,148 oil trucks. Amazingly though, these numbers represent only a small fraction of the amount of oil spilled since 1970. In the 2000s, 196,000 tons of oil were spilled accidentally from tankers. In the 1990s, it was 1,134,000 tons. The 1980s saw 1,175,000 tons of oil spilled in this way, and in the 1970s, a staggering 3,195,000 tons of oil were spilled. However, all these figures only cover accidents. They don't take into account what are called operational discharges. In other words, deliberate discharges of oil into the marine environment. In the 1970s, these included tank washing with seawater, the expulsion of oily ballast water, and the dumping of fuel oil sludge, which led to an even greater volume of oil being spilled deliberately during that decade than was spilled accidentally. In the 9 years between 1988 and 1997, a total of 1.8 million tons of oil was deliberately dumped into the sea. The figure has reduced since then due to legal restrictions on operational discharge, but the numbers on illicit discharge are, perhaps unsurprisingly, not openly discussed by the industry. But even discounting the millions of tons of oil deliberately dumped into the sea since 1970, the figure spilled accidentally from tankers during that period is an incredible 5.9 million tons. Add to this the 5 largest non-tanker related spills and the figure becomes 7.9 million tons. That's 100 Royal Albert Halls filled with oil, more than 4,000 Olympic swimming pools. It's more than enough oil to completely cover the Gulf of Mexico. It could cover the entire Mediterranean, or the Bay of Bengal. It's 1.2 Alaska's worth, 3 Texases, 4.4 Californias. It's 6 times the area of the Great Barrier Reef. Double hulls and sectioning in tankers, the establishment of sea lanes, and crucially the introduction of GPS have all led to a reduction of accidental oil spills from tankers, while legal restrictions have forced oil companies to reduce the amount of oil they can spill deliberately. But although the amount of oil spilled both accidentally and deliberately has reduced over time, the amount of oil transported has steadily increased, which means that there will inevitably be thousands upon thousands of tons of oil dumped into the world's oceans over the coming decade.